Hi, here is another game from round 4 of the FIDE Grand Prix tournament between Richard Rapport with the white pieces and GM Jon Ludvig Hammer with the black pieces. Game started off D4, D5. That's right, no B3 from Richard this time. C4, E6, knight C3, knight F6. So a regular Queen's Gambit opening from Richard Rapport. Exchange variation, very dangerous. A lot of venom in this variation. Bishop g5, bishop e7, e3, c6, queen c2, knight a6. Another interesting line is knight a6 with the idea of coming here since the queen has committed itself early. You get this either get a3 here. Sometimes you just get bishop takes, giving up the bishop here for these busted up pawns. Anyway, queen c2, knight bd7, so more normalcy, and knight f3. Another option, of course, is these lines where bishop d3, say bishop d3 castle, and these ideas with f3. Maybe knight at this time, maybe knight g2 first, and rook e8. You know, a little more preparation first, knight f3, and then like f3 with this idea of playing the move e4, you know, when properly prepared. All right. Another plan, of course, is plan rook b1. There's basically three plans. One is playing e4, with with the assistance of f3. The other is like rook b1, b4, b5 with this minority attack, exchanging here and creating a base pawn at c6 that looks like that, and basically piling up on the pawn and winning the pawn, and also in the process utilizing the weak c5 square as an outpost. That's another plan. The third plan is what we're going to see in the game. Knight f3. And I like this game because it reminds me of something that Kasparov said a long time ago. He said there's no such thing as a dull opening. You know, he said it's all up to the players' imaginations and how, what chances they're willing to take, etc. I'm just paraphrasing it. But it's true. You look at an opening like Queen's Gambit exchange variation, and you figure, okay, it's gonna be like a long, drawn out, ending or something, especially with the two plans that I've, just showed you. But here's the third plan, and this is, a testament to what type of enterprising player Richard is. So bishop f4, knight h5, right? Now he had no intention as white is playing a quiet game here. So knight h5, so the question is on the table. What are you going to do about this bishop? He just leaves it. He castles queenside. This is the third plan in the position. Is to castle queenside and attack the king. So again, it's not the opening. It's how you choose to handle the opening. And you're an enterprising player. You have a good imagination. You can take almost any opening and add some, vigor to it if you feel that's what it's lacking. Knight takes f4, e takes f4. So right off the bat, white, makes like a minor positional concession. He gives up the pair of bishops, right, and allows his pawns to be doubled. But in exchange, he has a lead in development. He has an open e file, right? He has a grip on the e5 square. The only way that black can contest this is by further weakening his light squares around this king by playing the move f6. So strategically, this is very strong for black because black has already played h6 and he does not want to play f6 and weaken his light squares around his king like that. g5. So he's trying to lessen the grip on e5 by playing g5. Again, this is a dangerous move as black to play behind in development. So this must be done with concrete calculation in mind. You can't just be a generalized, move played on principle. White has a nice lead in development, so black's moves has to be precise. Bishop d3. This is just a natural move. And Notice again, playing in an enterprising fashion. Rapport just okay. Take the pawn because he's looking at his lead and development. He's ready to attack. He's looking at the lead and development plus open lines. So he said, go ahead, take a pawn. That gives me an extra move, whereby, whereby I can attack your king. G takes f4. Rook e1. So now all pieces are ready to go. So let me ask you this question. Does white have compensation for the pawn deficit? Of course he does. Look at all the pieces. Everything is developed. All systems go. And you have open lines, right? All systems go. King f8. And now it's up to Richard to find a way. Okay, so now he has to show and prove. Black is saying, hey, I've taken the pawn. You know, I'm okay here. That's basically what Black is saying. Like, I'm not developed. I moved my king over to f8. I've taken a pawn from you. I'm okay. You have to show and prove what you have, because if you don't, I'm gonna take this pawn all the way to the end game and just beat you. So bishop f5. Bishop b4, h3, queen takes c3. Sorry, not h3, a3. Queen takes c3. Now with the dark square bishop gone, just want to emphasize the lack of protection on the dark squares now. This is important. Knight b6. Right, offering some trades. g4. So Richard says, okay, I'll let you trade that bishop off, but we're going to open the g file. All right. So some lines, in other words, lines are going to be open. He's not going to just let Jon Ludvig Hammer just trade and without paying the price. So there it is. Bishop takes f5. Little in between move. And notice how this in-between check drives him to the lane, to the file that's about to be open. Nice little move, right? King g5. Excuse me, g takes f5. Queen f6. Rook e7. So now you got a rook on the 7th rank. This is good policy. Rook he8. Again, offering some type of trade. There's the open lane. King h7. Rook ge1. So he's just going to simply replace the piece. And it's great how Rapport carries his initiative, right to the end. Even if and this is a move, believe me, that Black would love to do, but he would be in a busted up endgame. His rook would just be on this here, just gobbling up everything. If he tries king g8, you don't even have to grab this pawn, but you play knight e5 right here and just dominate the position. So another pawn is grabbed, and again, these pieces are all out of the picture. Knight h4. So now Rapport comes in for the kill, as he should. The king is just here in the corner. Black's pieces are uncoordinated. All right. So after knight h4, attacking the queen. Queen d7. Queen f6. And of course, idea is to just bring the rook there, because the queen can't really return back now. Right? The queen is stuck defending the square. And this is also all based on the lack of coordination from black pieces. Black just cannot get back to defend everything in time. Easy. e7, queen g4, and now just simply knight f5. So now this is attacked right here. Mate is threatened here, and this pawn is threatened also. Okay, that's like kind of like a spite check. Queen c2, queen takes f2. The king gets out of there. King b3, and that's it. Hammer resigned. 29 moves. Real simple, simple, straightforward game by Richard. And it just goes to show you that you could take a opening that seems, like real positional and, like it's gonna be a drag, and again, use your imagination and a little creativity and fire it up. And it's not that this idea is unknown. You don't see it, too often. Usually, you see the more positional plans played in this exchange variation. You usually see the plans less risk, less risk. These players are trying to make a living playing chess, so when your livelihood is on the line or you have bills to pay, and you're trying to win a tournament, you know, uh, you're just more likely to play with more caution than not, So it's good to see players playing a little bit with a little um, more risk, so to speak. So anyway, good game by Richard Rapport.